No, I'm not interested in your carpet cleaning service. I don't even have carpets. Oh, gotta go. Bye. Oh, it's been a while since I've made one of these videos. Just haven't felt like doing it. Yeah, there's been some stuff going on. I really don't know. What I'm going to talk about. So I'll just make a video. Oh, I forgot one thing. Hold on. I'm always forgetting something. So in case some of you are checking out a Citizen Kong Fez Night for the first time, which I doubt. I just tend to have there's a certain core group that watches this. Why they do, I'll never know. People say it's boring. I'll agree. I've said it many times. I don't even think I would watch myself. What do I talk about? Yeah, there's been some more drama on the tubes. There's some other guy that wears a fez, and I say, you're not deserving of wearing a fez. He probably votes Republican. That alone says you're not worthy of the fez. Damn GOP. Oh. All right, might as well get started. Time to don the fez. Greetings, fellow citizens. This is Citizen Kong, and welcome to another Fez Night. Tonight's Fez Night shall be called A Fez in the Works. Yeah. All right, I'll go ahead and tell you. I mean, on top of everything, and I was told not to talk about this because my haters will find some way to ridicule me over it. But you know what? They're already ridiculing me over stuff. Stuff that's completely made up. Stuff that's not true. Some of it's true, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, you know? Lately, I've been being called ugly a lot. I'd be the first to say I'm not the handsomest man in the world. In fact, I have a face for radio. And that's when I was going to school. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to work in radio. And so there's that. I mean, that doesn't bother me. You know, and it's funny, some of these fights, how it's been reduced to basically making fun of other people's appearance. And for me, it didn't start out that way. For those of you who don't care the drama, skip ahead. The weird stuff. But I get a lot of PMs asking me, what's the deal with why you fight with Pops, or more or less. And there's one douchebag that thinks, well, there's more than one. Some people have said I'm jealous of him. Oh, no, completely not. He does his thing, I do mine. But people, I mean, I have no interest in doing what he does. And in fact, if you've followed his videos over the years, some of this stuff is just downright wacky. And downright wacky. Oh, I love that line from Monk and Stan's epic video, and I wish they would put it back up, where Citizen Kong says, what does he say? I can tolerate living in an evil world, but I'll be damned if I'll live in a wacky one. I don't like wacky. Yeah, I've laughed at some wacky things, but just anyway. Yeah, I've been asked why I fight with Pops. Well, it goes back many, many years. And I can't speak for the other people that have, I would have to say, an equal dislike. Pops will come by and say, oh, yeah, this and that, and I'm not the only one that says that. And he won't mention names. Okay, well, I'm going to do the same thing. Or will I? I was thinking of sending a PM and asking, like, hey, is it okay if I mention you? But I won't. Let's just keep it to me, okay? Let's just say it's me. And everybody else loves Pops. I'm the only one that has a dislike for him, okay? Well, this goes back a long time ago, many years, to when I first met this group called the Network of Evil. And I've said many times before, I was reluctant. I pretty much do my own thing. I stand on my own thing here on YouTube. I wasn't part of any group in the beginning. And I do regret, in some ways, becoming part of that group. I do enjoy making friends. I like making friends on YouTube, which has been difficult lately because some of my friends that I've had here for a long time end up getting in fights with my new friends. And I try to play diplomat and not take sides, but in the end I'll have to side with my friends that I've been friends with for a long time. I know. I'm loyal. Hey, you can call it loyal. Or am I not loyal? I don't know. I don't know. Do I even deserve that, to be called that? I don't know. But so I met this group. I became sort of part of this group called the Network of Evil, the NOE, and we saw Delisa Productions. Actually, I think Jeff saw her first and said, "Hey, she's pretty cool. You know, let's ask her to join." And Jeff, Jeff is always recruiting new members. The way he's been recruiting people over the last year or so, it's just whatever. Okay, whatever. So, and the rest of us agreed. And that's when the whole thing, as a joke, I said, Lisa can join the NOE if she makes a video naked wearing a fez. And she was a good sport. She played along. She sort of poked fun at it. She didn't wear a real fez. She put a chicken bucket on her head. But it was pretty cool. And I used it as part of a Fez Night. I took the footage and edited it, put it in the Fez Night. Well, part of the thing we didn't realize, or I didn't realize, that Delisa Productions was part of a package that she had to bring in her collaborator, her friend, her lifelong friend, since they were little children together, which is one of those things that I know in those, they call them kibbutz, all those things in Israel, those kind of like socialist deals where all the children are raised together. Kibbutz? I don't know, I can't remember the name, but or pronounce it right. It's weird though that tendency is that childhood friends, male and female, tend to have a brother-sister relationship in the long run. I don't know. I read that in some psychology thing somewhere. Anyway, Pops is part of the package. So Pops came along. He seemed like a nice enough guy, I mean, we really were recruiting Lisa, but, he came along with her. And so at the very first sign of trouble, and this is all a misunderstanding, and I did my very best. Stan was there in the old Frank channel. I'm not sure if Monk was involved that much at that point as far as in the comments that were going on. Gordon, IR138, was there. And Jeff proposed, we were always looking for this guy named Guy Fella. And God, the story's going to go on too long. But Guy Fella was a sock account that trolled the old Frank's channel and other channels in our group. And part of the mystery, part of the game was to find out, we believe this person had another channel where they actually showed their face, and that was their troll account. And so, we'd wondered about whether other channels are connected to it. You know how this deal works with guessing about trolls. And there was a guy that called himself the Barefoot Cowboy that would go around different channels, and mainly all women, come by and go, "I want to tickle your feet, la 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 la." Jeff said, "That's Guy Fella." Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff. Somebody said it, okay? That's probably Guy Fella. And then somebody asked the question, where did the Barefoot Cowboy first appear? And I, completely innocently, I didn't mean anything about this. That has nothing to disparage Lisa whatsoever. I said because the Barefoot Cowboy went to women's channels. That was what he was notorious for. And I said I first saw him on Lisa's channel. He was there flirting with Lisa. Nothing against Lisa. Oh man, almost instantaneously, I got some mean PM from Lisa. I started getting attacked by Pops, that I was somehow stabbing them in the back. And that's why, to this day, and he never got over it. Never got over it. I tried to reason with him. Stan tried to reason with him. Gordon said, no, that's the way the way it was. There was nothing meant by that. And then it erupted into a big fight. And ever since then, things were said on both sides that there's no going back. And so that's it. That's why I fight with Pops. I'm not jealous of him. It's just that he said some really... And then finally the last straw was he started dropping my last name. By the way, which is, it's already out there. It's Blakeney, okay? It's not Bleekers. It's pronounced Blakeney, all right? Idiot. And yeah, he started doing that and making up lies about my family, saying that my own family hated me, which was completely off base. We've talked on the phone quite a bit, and he would take things that I said on the phone to him and twist them. I said I'm not really close with my family physically, and that's a Blakeney trait, is that we're not like Italians, we're not like Hispanics, we're not like really, really close-knit in our face. No, we like our space. It's nothing to do with hatred. We love each other. But it's this whole, like, my sister lives in a city far away from me. It's funny, my brother lives right across town, but we only see each other a couple times each year. You know, I could count it on one hand, the times we see each other. But I love my brother. I love how he takes these and twists them. Well, it really pissed me off. And he was also dropping the name of the woman that shall not be mentioned, twisting things about what happened between her and myself and the whole Timmy. Oh, God, I said I wasn't going to mention that. Scratch that. Debacle. And so that's that. I said, that's it. There will need... Plus, he broke a truce. He'll say he didn't, but he's lying. He broke a truce. And the last truce we had, he broke it. And I caught him red-handed on it. Of course, he'll deny it, the whole thing. But there's something, he does drink a lot. In fact, the times he did call me, I would say, have you been drinking? And he would deny it. Then later, he would finally admit it. That's like probably our last phone conversation. He called me up, he was like yelling at me. I think he still has my home phone number, but I don't have his. And that's what a nice guy I was. I trusted him with my home phone number. Because the first time this fight happened, I thought I worked it out with Lisa. I talked with Lisa from about 10 o'clock my time, or maybe it was like almost midnight. All I know is that there's 3 hours difference. I talked to her till the sun came up here in California. And I thought everything was worked out, but Pops would never let it go. And Lisa must really take advice from Pops or whatever. They're as thick as thieves. And so if Pops is upset, Lisa's upset, you know. And she'll rally to him. You know, she'll use her talents to demean me and insult me in her videos, mainly her animation videos. And, you know, and there's no, it's just mean-spirited. I don't see any love in that at all. I really do like when I'm parodied. I really do. But not that way. So anyway. And now they got this guy who's basically, I thought he was, you know, basically I don't think he's a really mean guy. He's just not very, he thinks he's like really good at psychoanalyzing people, but he just sucks at it. You know, keeps making all these guesses like, and I've told him in PMs, you're just so far off base, you know. And he wears a fez, which is so, and he's a conservative. Ah! Oh, God. And he likes wacky. He likes wacky. He's all about being wacky. Well, good. You belong in that group. You can be there with Wacky John and Pops and all that, and Andy. You all deserve each other. You should form your own group, a network of dweebs or something. All right, that's it. I'm sure they're watching. They watch every Fez Night. They do. And they'll all talk about how much they hate it, but they watch every one. Except for probably the Misfit Messiah, which is like, Messiah? There's even something wrong with that. Definitely wrong. All right. There. So I talked about the way the fight with Pop started. And and I still say it was a completely innocent comment. It was completely misunderstood, but it was blown out of proportion. I already feel that Lisa and Pops joined our group not trusting us, and already that sort of thing that a kid that's been picked on feels that when he joins a new group, he has to be very wary because they're going to push his face in the mud. You know, I don't know, like when you're, I've seen it happen to other kids. They're like, oh, come on, play with us. And they get some new kid in there, and then they just use it as an opportunity to fuck with them. That's how Pops felt about us. I think he went into that already feeling that way. And the first sign of trouble, it's sort of like, and we were supposed to be like in the circle, and we go in and we sort of like as a group mess with people. And I'm not proud of that, but it can be fun. And the first time they join the group, the first time we get involved in something, they turn on their own people and start shooting them. They're like, screw you! Wouldn't even listen to reason, really. Really. They'd already made up their minds. Oh, God, I'm sorry. I apologize for that. We went into about 16 minutes of that bullshit. All right, let's talk about Occupy Wall Street. God, the whole thing is so complicated. It's just hard to put your finger on it. But I do know that the system that we have, there was a documentary called The Corporation. The system that we have, our financial system, this sort of world banks and the way the banks deal with each other and governments deal with each other, and the idea that it's based on capitalism, which I'm not against capitalism per se, but capitalism unchecked can be like, and if anybody remembers their history or even seen A Christmas Carol with Charles Dickens, that was one of the peaks of capitalism. Also, the Industrial Revolution was part of that, and they go hand in hand. There would have been no Industrial Revolution if there hadn't been capitalism. There would have, and there would be no real strong, world or nationwide capitalism if it wasn't for the Industrial Revolution. I mean, farming, agriculturist, agrarian societies did not completely become a capitalist-free society until the Industrial Revolution. But as you saw in that was the exploitation of children, exploitation of the worker, and it was also known as the Gilded Age. That's when we had the robber barons like the J.P. Morgans and the Carnegie, was he one of them? No, I guess. What usually comes to mind is who was it? The Standard Oil guys. Oh well, you had Standard Oil, and for some reason J.P. Morgan's the one that pops in my head. But there's others, and these people completely ran roughshod, and the difference. Okay, getting to the Occupy Wall Street thing. Finally, and the Occupy Wall Street has gone worldwide. Finally, there's this feeling among the people, and it's finally reached this tipping point, or it's built up like this pressure cooker, that finally people are like hitting the streets and protesting the way things are. And the Tea Party in the United States kind of was already that feeling, but theirs was more, and it made it worse, electing Obama. The idea of a president of color other than white, that their way of life was threatened, that things were not going to be the same, and that's conservatives. The word conservative really means that they want to keep the things the same, and they resist change. And not all change is good. Sometimes I feel most of it's bad. So maybe in a sense I'm conservative too in some ways. But I don't, the way things are, we need a change. And hopefully it'll be for the better. But the differences between the Tea Party and Occupy Wall Street is the Tea Party, as conservatives tend to be, they see things in black and white. It's very simplistic. And they blame the government. They're very, very anti-government. They want small government. And a funny thing about wanting small government is you start out by disliking government, wanting to dismantle government. And so what they do, these people that believe that become elected, and they prove their theory right by actually making government not work. They don't even want it to work. They get themselves in office and they basically start sabotaging government from within. Government can work. I mean, a true government is about protecting the people. The government is your police department and your fire department and our military. That's our government. That's a big part of our government. And when somebody says, oh, I'm a businessman, I did everything on my own. No, you didn't do it on your own. You had workers. You also had our government seeing that you didn't get protected, that you didn't get raided by hoodlums. Like the old feudal system would be, you needed to build a castle, and pay for your own army. Do these people need to do that? No. No, they've got systems in place that they pay with their taxes, yet they don't want to pay their taxes. They think no, this is my money. I'm not giving it to you. As I said, it's a very simple-minded way of thinking. They see things in black and white, and they blame government. The Occupy Wall Street movement has been criticized because there's no succinct, simple message. Because this is in a way the majority, and it's hard to get the majority on the same page. Okay, and the other thing is that these people that don't think like conservatives, they see things in technicolor. They see things at least in shades of gray. And so it's not a simple message. Plus, as usual, in any protest, there's all these hanger-ons. Like even in the Tea Party thing, you get these wacko gun people that were carrying guns to the meetings, and because they were all about, and I don't think the Tea Party is all about carrying guns. Plus, you had racists joining in there, and I don't think the Tea Party is all racist, even though Jeanine Garofalo says they are. Oh, by the way, I think Jean Garofalo is so hot. I do. They probably would say, well, that says a lot about Citizen Kong and his relationships with women. Yeah, I like strong women that have big mouths. I do. Because I like somebody to spar with. There's no sex better than sex after a good fight. Is there? No. Except for casual sex? I don't know. Anyway, maybe that's an exaggeration. But to me, I don't know. I like a little bit of passion in a relationship. And passion can be about disagreeing. And I really do. If somebody doesn't have strong opinions, I don't find them interesting. That's just the way it is. And even people on the right that are conservatives, at least I find them interesting, voicing their opinion. I might think they're idiots, but I find them interesting. Anyway, moving right along. No, I don't think every group has these hangers-on. And Fox News just focuses on the Occupy Wall Street. They send their reporters to find the wackiest fringe in the group, to just say, look, oh yeah, they're a bunch of nuts. But it can't be that. It can't be that if the feeling is going worldwide. Think about it. It's just not a few bunch of wackos that need to find, that are homeless or can't find work. In fact, with the economy, there's a lot of normal, people that can't find work. People that were normally hardworking people before that can't find work. Maybe they're not ready to accept working in a flipping burgers, or something like that. I mean, they're still holding out, but still, can you blame them? I mean, even it's happening. It's happening to conservatives and liberals, except the conservatives blame government. Truthfully, if you really, really think about it, government doesn't run big business. Big business runs our government, and that's where things were going wrong. At least around during Franklin Delano Roosevelt's time, it said, look, business, you have to do this. It's your patriotic duty. You have to do this. Big business doesn't care about country. Big business is not patriotic. They might give it lip service, but they're not. That's why they send jobs overseas. It's about it's about the big corporations have become the modern equivalent of the old city-states. You know, it's not about national identity at all. It's about money. It's about the almighty dollar. And that's why I think the wisdom is to see that when money is your God, that is true evil. Did I say everything that I wanted to say about that? I think so. Yes. So, here we are at the end of another boring Fez night, where Citizen Kong, aka David Blakeney, gets on camera and talks to himself. Oh, I want to give a shout out to Mega Evil Crow. I forgot to do my shout outs out there. To Mega Evil Crow, it's always nice when somebody stops by my channel and says, hey, where's Fez Night? You know? And the Snuffleupagus, which is really Space Monkey. I appreciate that you're not trying to creep me out, but still, once a creep, you're still a creep. But I appreciate that you're dialing it back, and that I know that for whatever reason, even though you've insulted me in the past or whatever, that somehow you like watching Fez Night. You like hanging around my channel. So I'm letting the Snuffleupagus stay, even though I think it's the channels you come up with. I kind of like my channel to be a playground for trolls, but if they really start saying sexual stuff towards me, and I'm going to have a new policy, if you really, really start fighting with one of my friends, you know, it was a misunderstanding. I'll let people get mad at me, but hey man, I really like Hunty Nunez, and I've been supporting that channel since Casey Nunez attacked John's Wacky World and Angie, and since then, I had John's Wacky World's back on that, you know, and El Brookman. El Brookman came to John's defense, okay? But I don't see John turning against El Brookman. I saw him turning on me, you know, trying to ride my coattails by insulting me, trying to get attention for himself. And that's another reason not to like Wacky. I think Dr. Bender is calling the ROF to stop this insidious spread of wackiness. No, I don't have anything against the Three Stooges and all that. All that stuff has its place. But I'm more of a Marx Brothers fan myself, because the Marx Brothers, they did wacky, but there was this subversive intelligence in there. After all, they were Jews. Weren't the Three Stooges, a couple of them were Jews too, right? Jewish. I was just informed, and I said nothing wrong with this, but I was just informed this morning that to say, you know, that what a great Jew, that the people of Hebrew, whatever, they find it insulting to call them a Jew. Maybe. Yeah, I guess I can see that. I don't know how to say it any other way though. Anyway. What else? Yeah, so I like Hunty Nunez, and I'm sorry that you and Monk didn't get along. And I'm not taking sides on that, but there's other people that I was trying to be civil to, trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, and they're just, you know, and I was just letting them fight amongst themselves. But now he's like taking jabs at me, so yeah, of course you know this means war. Plus he's a conservative. God, and he's wearing a fez. And this whole thing about, you know, your channel is so small, and then you're trying to like build your channel by promoting other people's channels. You know, just make original content, you know, and then you chastise me for my vlogs. Well, what are your movie reviews? Essentially vlogs. Just do that. At least that's more original. Think, well, what am I going to diss another vlogger, you know? Hell, I can't even really watch other vloggers. Vlogs are boring. They are. Sometimes I follow the other fights. Like I'll watch Dirk Darkside because something's going on that piques my interest, you know. So, yeah, YouTube can be sort of a sickness, you know, or a hobby, you know. It's a real good distraction. Definitely that. So yeah, I've got too much caffeine in me. I'm talking too much. All right. Everybody, have a great week. And thank you for watching a Fez in the Works. Cheers.